Well, hello everyone. This is Dr. Ayleen, and this is a daily dose of medicine walk. And as we continue in our series of empathic Q&As, the next question comes from Maria. And Maria's question is, I have a question or two that some don't understand, Ayleen. What is the difference between having empathy and being an empath? Why don't people who are empaths keep what's going on to themselves? That is a great question, Maria. And I'll answer both of them because, they are the two questions. First, the difference between empathy and being an empath pretty much lies in the mechanism. Now, empathy or to empathize often is considered synonymous with sympathy and compassion. It's the ability to understand what somebody's going through and to be able to kind of, walk a mile in their shoes, to be able to put themselves in that other person's, frame of mind. Now, being able to do that is a skill that I think most people have to some degree. The difference between that and being an actual empath, or as I almost prefer to use the term resonant. If you're a resonant, somebody who can match the frequency of not just people, because often empathy and to empathize relate specifically to human beings. A resonant, somebody who is an actual empath, has a psychic ability to be able to really connect on a much deeper level. And it is not limited to human beings. It's, you can do it with trees, you can do it with stones, you can connect with animals and pretty much almost anything. Anything that has a frequency. And all matter has an energetic frequency. So what happens is that the idea of, empathy, where, and I've mentioned before that the difference between sympathy and empathy is that sympathy means I feel bad for you. Empathy means I feel bad for you and I need to get involved because I can't feel okay unless you're okay. So often people who are true empaths have a tendency to just really get sucked into what other people are going through to a profound degree, where to simply empathize with someone, it's just kind of, you can take it or leave it. It's nice. It's a very nice, compassionate way to react to people. And when you're dealing with where it is an actual, it's in your, it's hardwired into you, that ability, and that people who are empaths are really driven to try to resolve things, because once somebody else, that other person, feels okay, then they can fully feel okay. And that is a part of the problem of being an unmanaged empath, is that you have a tendency to just sort of get sucked in to what's going on with somebody. And it's not even about sympathizing with people you like. It's anything and anyone. So it could be someone you dislike, and yet an empathic connection can be created. So often when people kind of interchange the terms, when you break it down to what is the reason that the person is expressing empathy, is it because they're choosing to, or because they can't help it? So the feelings are much more intense for an actual empath. For your second question, why don't empaths keep their stuff to themselves? Well, the easiest answer for that is they may not know that they're transmitting. They may not know they can transmit, and they may not know that they're empaths. Often people don't get a chance to explore that, and maybe, they grew up in a situation where psychic phenomena and things like that were looked down on or judged, or for some reason or another, it wasn't a good thing. So if you have someone who has no idea that they can connect energetically with other people, maybe they just grew up hearing that, well, you're just too sensitive, or you have too much imagination, or you just look for drama. No, it finds them, and maybe they've never understood exactly why they feel what they feel because they've never had anybody to talk to about it. Now, the other issue is that even if someone knows they're empathic, by the standard definition, they don't know that they can transmit. Most people view empathy as a receiving, situation only, that you pick up the emotions of others. An empath can receive, they can transmit, and they can scan. So once you realize that you can transmit, then the practices of how not to transmit. And it's really the same as being able to make a conscious choice as to not receive. So once a person knows that they're empathic and that they are an actual resonant, then it becomes a process of training them to be able to hold on to their emotions and to be able to limit what comes in based on what they need to do in that moment. There are many times when people can be empathic, but you don't need it right then. And, we've talked a little bit about that. So the best answer I have is that they probably don't know, or they don't understand the mechanism. And there's some people who just honestly don't care. When you connect with someone, whether you're receiving or transmitting, it does, you feel it. And there's some people who enjoy that feeling. And there are those who kind of like the chaos. So if somebody is transmitting around you, then I would suggest that you explain to them, you may not realize it, but you're transmitting your energy and your emotion. And they may look at you totally blank. Like, what does that mean? I don't understand what that means. And if you feel comfortable enough, then I would say explain it to them. It's okay to hold an empath accountable. And often it's a very good way to help people understand when they're transmitting and when they're not. It's sort of like telling somebody that their breath smells. They probably don't realize it. They don't know. But once you let them know and say, you know what, yeah, you might want to get a mint, or, get a little something, might want to floss a little bit. And then once they know, it's like, oh, okay. So I would say if you're encountering somebody who is not keeping their stuff to themselves, tell them. And it can be done nicely. And pretty much, I would say, just go on the theory that they honestly don't know. Now, if it's somebody who you have mentioned this to before and they're still transmitting, feel free to let them have it. Just say, hey, keep your stuff to yourself. We've talked about this. And I have had that conversation with empaths. And yeah, I'm sorry. The fact that they're empathic does not mean they've got a right to send their energy wherever they feel like it. As empaths, we have a responsibility. And it's okay to not be sure how to do it. That's why I'm putting this information out, so people can understand and gain tools to be able to manage it and to be conscious with it. So if somebody's doing that, give them the benefit of the doubt, or I would give them the benefit of the doubt first, that they don't realize they're doing it. And you can definitely let somebody know that it's occurring and that they should learn to manage that. If all else fails, you could always tell them to watch my videos. Or you can have them get in touch with me if they really don't understand it, and I'll be happy to talk them through it. So, thank you for joining me, And tomorrow will be our main episode. So we'll just have that. And like I said, since I'm here pretty much on my own, and I'm actually doing a lot of different YouTubing projects for a couple of different groups. So, um, but I will still make the effort to create this as a daily question. And for anybody who has more questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments, or you can reach me through my Facebook group, Medicine Walk with Dr. Ayleen. You can leave questions there, or you can leave them for me through Twitter, either as a post or as a direct message. So that's it for today. And I hope that this is helpful for you. And as always, I wish you balance and I wish you blessings from my heart to yours. Love you, and see you tomorrow.